Hello and welcome to the channel. The date is December 30th, 2025. I hope you're having a good day. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, and the new year 2026 is fast approaching. Do you feel it? I feel it. It has been a very full year, and I could say that for myself and for many other people. This year has been a lot. And the point of this video is to probably reflect on this. I've tried making a few different takes on this video. Originally, this video was supposed to be about the Jeffrey Epstein case. I thought that would be a really good second video on this channel, second video of this new attempt at this channel. But I just kept facing this weird wall because I was not interested in perfecting this dialogue about something that everybody knows, right? About this New York financier who trafficked young women in the state funded, probably, exploitation of elite class people to blackmail them into doing a plethora of shady things. And I thought that that was going to be the high note of this year. I mean, maybe a few other little fun little things for us to digest, but we we were given a lot more. And that is the what I've been seeing on my feed, the Ethiopians in Minnesota, or the China and Taiwan escalation, or the um, I mean, on Christmas you had Trump blowing missiles in Nigeria. Like, um, the craziness of everything is just it's it's so I think we've hit like this new um point in our social psyche where I don't know, it just feels different. It feels different than the last couple of times where we became used to these headlines, these stories, the our development as a humanity, if you want to say it like a hippy dippy sense. But it truly it does seem like it just keeps going, and it obviously, I mean, what I've seen online from a bunch of different independent sources, that sounds so stupid, but like, because I would never say that, but just YouTube channels and just other commentators, is that, like, 2026 is this is a, tighten your boots, or you know really put on your thick coat here, because this is going to be a very, very strange year upcoming. And damn, that's looking ever more prominent with the way uh, everybody's feeling with everything, including, I don't know, just the AI takeover, and I mean, RAM sticks becoming more more expensive. I was explaining that to my girlfriend, because we were just talking about that. She wants to build a computer, and I've talked to her about computer parts and AI. We've gotten to really deep conversations about just a world of stuff, right? And I from my understanding, just talking to her about it, it was about you know, there we've hit a technological uh, plateau, we're hitting the wall with what we could do with these AI chips, and now we just need all of this extra memory to just, you know, in the same light, like this is the way I described it, creating a bunch more highway lanes so that all of the cars can just, in theory, go back and forth faster, you know, because we've just hit our breaking point there, and because we're in deep conversation or deep competitiveness um, with China, and I mean it's China, right? With the chips, um, you know, this is just the next move, and on a greater scale, computer parts are becoming more expensive, and the general consumer for these things is gonna feel it. You know, just buying a computer, you know, it's gonna hurt. Even if you're not even into this type of shit, you know, and it's just these types of things that it's you know, I can imagine the past Christmas dinner is just the conversations that were had around tables about these things, you know. And I think the appropriate follow up question to this, and that's kind of the theme of this video, really, is just, and now what, right? And now what? Like, do we just wait it out this year until, you know, the tension between America and China with these chips just becomes too much, and Taiwan is just looks more juicier of a thing? Is it, you know, is there going to be a meltdown from people because of the uh, some good batch release of Epstein files? Is it going to be um, you know, like, I don't really see any like further um, heavily escalated race relationships in you know, as I mentioned, the Minnesota thing. I saw a video of of a content creator, going out to these daycares, and of course, like, it's just fucking like college looking white guy with a little mic and a guy holding the camera. And he's just running around these fucking places, uh, all over Minnesota, asking scared Somalians, like, where's the children? Where are the children? Like, it's like, dude, you know, of course they're gonna be fucking freaked out, even if they are doing some scam thing going on, you know, like trying to make a buck. It's just, it's really funny, just the because you create these conditions, and people like that show up out of the woodworks, you know, to make a video, and it's, you know, it maybe more of that this year. The independent journalism on these really, you know, it's not like this giant conspiracy. You can just walk in there. You just walk to the places and see the scams, and see the manipulation, and the, you know, kind of like you know, when everybody recognized that Area 51 exists, and we're, you know, collectively everybody was just like, let's just storm it. Let's just storm Area 51, right? Like, it's right there. And I think maybe 2026 will have that moment, that realization that, like, oh yeah, we could just like walk up to these places, these people, and just it'd be like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? You know, why are you um why are you blocking out that really important? Why are you blocking out that name? in that document, or you know, like what really are the relationships between you and um, foreign adversaries. What is your companionship to these um, other countries where you find it necessary to give them another $1 billion. What's this about? I don't. It's starting to see, like, it's kind of like, imagine a board game where your partner, it's you and your partner is the rich person. It's your government, and you guys have to work together to defeat the enemy in this board game analogy. And at one point, you guys were pretty in tangent, pretty coherent in your strategy. And at this point, now it's just your friend is completely taken over your team, and you don't even know what decisions are being made. Um, and it's just like, you thought in Monopoly you guys shared this many, you know, tens of thousands of dollars in Monopoly money, and he just ended up just throwing, 90% of it away to this set of causes. And he's like, yeah, well, we needed to, because aren't you watching the board, and you're like, what's going on? Like, that's it, that's probably that's my analogy to what I think makes this just absolutely fucking ridiculous. And of course, when I talk about these things, it's all connected, right? Like, it's all, not in a weird conspiratorial, but in a like, back and forth. This person makes a decision because in their head this is in there, type thing, type shit. And like, I mentioned about the setting money into, because you're not watching the board. And to me, the other day, it was Mark Carney, and Zelensky, and give it away, like, it was like $2 billion or something like that. It's like, like, whenever I go to the grocery store, actually every time I go to the grocery store, I where I live, there's these, like, because I live in a pretty central part of my town, my city. And there's just homeless people that are, like, in these crawl spaces, like, actually, like, in these fucking crawl spaces, just huddled. Today I went out to go get some groceries, just a little something for the next couple of days. And I almost feel bad walking down the street, and there's just this person in this little, like, cubby in the wall, and I feel bad just stomping my feet, just thinking about my day walking to the grocery store, and I'm disturbing this guy's very cold out in the open midday nap because he doesn't know what else to do, and there's not much to do when you're in that situation. And it's and our fucking prime minister gives away like $2 billion to this fucking guy who can't finish a war like that. Like, it's an easy feat, but it's like, I'm trying to watch the board. I'm trying to figure out, like, what's going on. Like, in sacrifice to these people, we're supporting entirely other set of people that we'll never meet, on the merit that somebody made, a very important big decision. How long has it been? Like 3 or 4 years now. This war in Ukraine, like, I don't know. And homelessness in Canada is just, it's I know, like, it's just gonna get worse. I don't. Like I'm on the fringe of, I'm a bad couple months away from being homeless. Um, and I can't imagine it. I can't imagine being homeless today because I think being homeless, like 15 years ago was very different. But it could, like, at the very worst, right? And I've had family members that have been homeless and everything. Like, it's just, oh, like the homeless shelters are just, they're terrible places, or they're just the, I don't know, the poor person's economy is just how it was back then. But I just don't see it. I don't see it anymore. Like, you know, 20 years ago, right? 20 years ago, you're poor, you're dirt poor, maybe not homeless, but fucking struggling. You could haggle people, three or four people maybe, and get a McDouble from McDonald's, because back then it was like a dollar something. But like today, it's like for that, and like, because you need a drink, right? You're already, treat yourself. You're already homeless, and it's like $5. And it's like, how do you fucking haggle people on the street for $5? Like before it was like, hey, you got a quarter. You do that, like, 4 or 5 people, and maybe you can get a burger, but like you can't, like, even just the burger, just the base burger, it's like it's already $4. Like you have to haggle 16 people just for a burger. Insane. Like, how do they do it? How do you do it? Like, that, because that was pulling yourself up from your bootstraps, at least in your first couple months from living a life like that, like it's, and I just, for 2026, I think people in those situations, like, my God, because it's not going to get any better, man. It's not going to get any better. I'd like to raise some hope in this conversation, though, because, you know, whether we like it or not, we're going to have to deal with this new year. And, we have to create a plan, right? I've had a few issues and struggles just in these past 6 months. But this whole year has been challenging for me. Um, and this new year, I wanted to dive into this YouTube channel to make commentary and make discussion about, um, my thoughts and my experiences. And, you know, I'd like to create a community around this, because I think, community is important, especially during hard times like this. And I hope at some point, I have a Discord, but I don't, I'm not in servers. I'm not like an active Discord member. I have it for like very few utility reasons. You know what I mean? Like, I want to watch a video with a friend, and that sort of thing. Um, but to make, a Discord server for people who enjoy this channel, enjoy this conversation, and want to take it off of the tube and into the cord, so we can discuss these things, would be a really good goal, or achievement, for this year for myself. So yeah, if you have anything to add, please create a comment. Um, let's start this conversation. And if I don't hear from you, I hope you have a good new year, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.